Hey guys, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today I want to talk about gas caps and how they can cause your machine to stop running shortly after you start it up to blow your driveway. Now this video today will touch on all gas caps, but I will mostly zero in on the Tecumseh fuel caps if you still have a snowblower with a Tecumseh engine. Okay, here's a snowblower here. This is my personal machine. It's a 2008 or 2009 Aaron's. It's a beast. It is extremely well built, this one, because it's older. It's got the Tecumseh engine on here. This is the fuel cap that is typically on these machines. The older style ones had a different looking cap. Those ones never caused any issues, but these ones can. Actually, this one here is a superseded version, and I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. So it has a rubber liner on the inside here, and this is what allows your tank to vent. If this rubber's gone, it will not vent. However, I want to show you the old style caps in case you have that on your machine and you have an issue and you're not sure what's going on. Now, the old style caps had a aluminum dish on the inside like this, and what often happens here is that dish breaks off because it's only held on by a small plastic pin. Eventually this will break off. People don't realize it. The dish is usually inside the fuel tank. Now if it's inside your fuel tank, don't worry, it will not cause any damage down there. However, the fact that it's not on your fuel cap anymore will prevent your tank from venting. And what I've done here is set up this fuel tank in a vise here. There is fuel in there. I've got a fuel valve here to shut it off. So what I will do here is demonstrate that to you. And how I will demonstrate to you what can happen is by having the fuel cap where the metal dish has come off. I'm going to turn the fuel valve on and we'll see how long that fuel will leak out. The tank is pretty well 3/4 full here. There's over a liter. This is 1 liter, this container. And let's see what happens here. All right, so I'm going to turn the fuel valve on and we'll see how long the fuel will keep flowing. So at first the fuel comes out really quickly. If you run your machine with this gas cap, it will run because the fuel is still going, I mean. But you see how it's slowing down? So eventually what's going to happen is there will not be enough fuel getting to your carburetor than what the engine needs. Okay, after a few minutes here, there's no fuel coming out. It's just dripping, and there's lots of fuel left. There hasn't been much that has come out of the fuel tank. Now, what I want to show you here is when I loosen this gas cap, the fuel will just come pouring out of the fuel valve. Here we go. See that? It flows freely without the gas cap because that gas cap is not venting. I've got it back on. You're going to see it will slow down again and eventually just drip down to a trickle. So this may occur within the first 5 minutes that you start your snowblower. Sometimes it's 2 minutes, sometimes it's 15 minutes. It all depends how badly your gas cap is not venting. And again, I'll loosen the gas cap and have a look at how quickly the flow increases here. See, it's dripping again. I'll loosen the cap again. Look at that. So I'll shut the fuel valve off now. I will put the fuel back in the fuel tank. And then what I will do is put a new gas cap on the fuel tank and do the same procedure again. So now I'm putting the superseded fuel caps with the rubber liner on the inside. There's less chance of this fuel cap going bad. And I'm going to put it on fairly tight. You don't need to over tighten the fuel caps, by the way, guys. Just put them on snug. And now I'll open the fuel valve. And we're going to see how long the fuel will come out of the fuel tank here without any obstructions. And the flow has gone unobstructed. So what I'll do at this point is turn this valve off. So you can see here what can happen with a bad fuel cap and a good one. Now, if you have a bad fuel cap like I just showed you and you're in a pinch, guys, and there's a snowstorm looming, what you can do is put the cap on your fuel tank, but just loosen it up just a little bit. So just loosen it a bit, just enough so the fuel doesn't come out of your fuel tank, but enough to let air in so that the flow can go to the carburetor. And I'll show you how that works. I'll turn the fuel valve on again. I've got the bad fuel cap on, and the flow of fuel to the carburetor is unobstructed because there's enough air getting into the fuel tank. So if I tighten it up again, you see it start to slow down again. As soon as I loosen the gas cap, the flow starts. So if you're in a tight jam, guys, just loosen up the fuel cap. Your machine will run perfectly. It will not affect the performance of your engine. Now, you can perform this test on any snowblower or any outdoor equipment, by the way. So if you take these Briggs & Stratton fuel caps here, for example, which are similar to a lot of outdoor equipment out there, it can be a bit difficult to tell if this cap is good or not, if it's venting or not. So again, if I had an issue with this machine, what I would do is either take the carburetor bowl off or disconnect the fuel line from the carburetor and do the same test that I just showed you by letting the fuel come out of the fuel tank. And it can be hard on these LCT fuel caps here on Husqvarna snowblowers and Ariens. They're a bit tricky to know because there's no real telltale sign that it may or may not be venting. So these as well, I will loosen them up a bit and either use the machine or disconnect the fuel line. If the fuel flows freely, then I know the cap is good if the cap is on. If the machine stops after 5-10 minutes, then I loosen the cap, run the machine. If the machine keeps running, then I know it's probably the fuel cap. And I'm glad I've got one of these in the shop here because these fuel caps here, there are clear telltale signs if they're venting or not. You see this fuel cap here has a plastic liner on the inside here. And you can see some pathways here, and that's for the fuel tank to be able to vent. So it's not a solid washer. When you put the fuel cap on, there's small gaps of air that can travel in these small tunnels here underneath. You can clearly see them, and sometimes I get these machines in the shop and this part on the inside is gone, and it gets the same problem that the Tecumseh engines get when the small dish is gone from the fuel cap. So these are easy ways to tell on the Briggs like this and the Tecumseh engine like that. When I see those issues, I know right away it's the fuel cap that is the problem. Also, what you want to do when you test your fuel cap like I'm doing here and there's a fuel valve, you want to make sure the fuel valve is good as well. Some of the older machines had the metal shut-off valves where you screwed in the back end of it. Sometimes they get all rusted inside and they get plugged as well. So if you're in doubt, is it my fuel valve? Is it the fuel cap? Just do it straight from the fuel tank without a fuel valve, right out of here. The only thing is you can't shut it off when you want, like I did here. I basically did this with the fuel valve today because it was just easier to make the video. Now the new part numbers for the fuel caps are 37845. I believe this is the red fuel cap for Tecumseh. And the 37844 I believe is the black one. I find the black one fits better. It's not as tight on the threads. So in conclusion here, guys, if your machine runs for 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes and dies, and then you go back to it half hour later or an hour later and it runs and does the same thing all over again, check your fuel cap. Especially the Tecumseh and Briggs & Stratton plastic fuel caps. If I forgot to mention anything in the video, guys, please comment below. And again, thanks for watching, and you have a great day.